People, look who's back. Look who's back, fresh off the boat. You know, you went through the short part of the middle passage. Kid went over there and picked this Negro up on one of them islands and brought him back to the U.S. He probably had a hell of a time passing through customs. What's up, Ted?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I think Trump and Musk is pulling our legs.
Well, we'll start out with that when the show starts here, people. We'll see that just a little bit.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed Podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right. Ted has a very interesting viewpoint here about Elon and Trump. I don't know about that, Ted, because the way Musk went out there and dogged him out about his big beautiful bill, I don't know what's going on there. Because Musk gave a few of those senators a way out and everything, some help to keep them from being beat up by Trump. Because although Rand Paul and stuff, man, Daddy Trump is on his butt and everything, but he got a little cover here because
Well, you got Johnson too in Wisconsin. You know, he's running around preaching it. You know, here's the thing. I believe that they trying to make like Elon. He lost what, over $100 billion? His wealth went down over $100 billion, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, he did, but shit, man, he was so far ahead of the second place that he didn't give a shit if he lost that much money. I think
Well,
I think what happened with him and everything is that he didn't catch that rise and fall, that dip there. He didn't catch that dip at all. He was more concentrating and stuff on trying to screw the government instead of getting out there and catching the stocks as it went down. And the fact that Tesla lost a lot of value and stuff, so that kind of screwed him up and everything. But he's gonna come back. He'll be back up there. He's already.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I think that they're pulling our leg. Him and Trump got a game plan, making like they had odds with this budget. I don't really think Trump really want to pass that budget. That's just my own opinion. You know, if it goes, he's fine with it. If it doesn't, he's fine with it. Because his main thing is he want to keep his people. And he want to make like he's doing something. And he can always blame somebody else. He don't care. You know, he promised they was going to try to keep those taxes going and prolong it, make it indefinite. And they got so much crap in that big, beautiful bill that you got a lot of these people saying, some of them saying you're not cutting enough, and some of them saying that you're cutting too much, especially at Medicaid and Medicare. And one of the things that he promised that he wasn't going to cut Medicare. He's going to leave it alone. So if they pass it, he in good shape. And if they don't pass it, you got somebody to blame. Because if you look at that budget, he increased the military $1 trillion, and he did a whole lot of other stuff that will hurt a lot of people. I mean, a whole lot of people. They've already cut it. NPR and those radio stations, nonprofit organizations. He didn't cut all the schools programs. He's going after all the benefits that goes to the black colleges. He's doing all these things, and that only saved him like $10 billion. So what they're doing is penny, nickels, and dimes compared to all the money that they're spending. Because he's spending a whole lot of money. So I think that the bottom line is that they playing a game with us. Because see, in this whole thing, the corporations are the ones who's running this thing. The corporations. They're the ones running this thing. And what they want is taxes, keep their taxes low. And that's the main thing that they want. So, and the politicians is playing politics. Their political thing is play politics like it's always it's Biden's fault, it's the Democrats' fault, it's their fault. They're just playing games with the American people. And the American people, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they pretty much woke up. You have all kinds of protests going on. And I'm just not talking about the Gaza and the Jerusalem fight. I'm talking about Israel fight, but I'm talking about all the things that he's going to be cutting and what he has cut. And these people voted for him. So I'm gonna tell you, this is my opinion. This is what these people should do. I'm telling you, they should demand to have all their leadership have an open Congress, open debate, and discuss all of their plans, not just for, see, we running right now, we just running on a quarter by quarter. That's how we live it, quarter by quarter. And the American people deserve better than that. There is no plans. All they're talking about is cutting programs and making sure the taxes are low. That's the only thing. Now, all the regulations, they cut all the regulations so that these corporations can do whatever they want to do when it comes to certain things that they want to do. So the thing is, the American people is going to have to demand their representatives to come and speak to them directly. The politicians want to say, this is what Mr. Trump wants, and Trump saying that, give me what I want or you're out. These American people got to wake up. They got to wake up. Something has got to go because you can't keep living quarter to quarter. The only reason why the stock market is up right now is because they know it's not going to affect them right now until these tariffs are solved. And he put a hold on that. You got these white wing radio stations and TV stations lying, saying prices are gone down. Well, if they're gone down, they're only down temporarily because this is only just a fake news. Because all they're doing is they take the prices down so they can make like everything is back to normal. But really, as soon as they get what they want, them prices gonna go right back up. The gas prices right now are low, or lower, I should say. I paid $2.45 for my gas price at Costco. 6 months ago, I was paying $3.15 or $3.40. But it's more than that. There is no plan. There is no plan for this country. Nobody cares about what's going to go happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You got countries right now, they got plans 5, 10, 15, 500 years. China got a 500-year plan. Here we got quarter by quarter. We don't even have an adequate budget.
We don't even have a quarter. You giving Trump administration too much credit. He's a day by day. This ain't no quarter. He done gave that man too much credit.
Did you see the job? Did you see the month of May and how many jobs were created?
37,000.
Now people should be saying, "What the hell is going on?"
They are saying what the hell's going on, but they're most of the people and stuff and everything are too concerned and stuff about their daily lives. Some of them people out there can't even put food on the table. So if you can't even eat, you don't have time to sit out there and do any fighting at all. You don't have that time. That's a luxury to get out there and fight. These people are using their credit cards, man, to pay for food to go on the table. If that's what you got going on, you don't have time to be out there doing anything. I understand what they're doing. The only people that have time to go out there is that upper middle class folks and stuff, and they out there trying to struggle, trying to bring keep as much money in their pocket as they can, as long as they can, and because most of them know, man, it's going to be a mess out here in just a little bit. But the reason why Elon is so concerned and stuff about his big, beautiful budget and stuff, I think, is that adding that $2 to $5 trillion worth of debt to this country, and he is wise enough to realize that there are a lot of countries and stuff out there. You got China and Japan are number one and the number two debt holders and stuff, and everything have damn near gotten rid of all their government bonds and stuff and everything, and they've gotten out of that debt thing with us. And if nobody covers that debt, who's responsible for it? The banks. They got to buy them bonds. And they know that if they accumulate those bonds and stuff, and that debt is still out there and everything, they can make themselves insolvent very quick. So if the banks don't survive, all those billionaires and everything, all their money sitting up in them banks and everything, it's gone. It's only the FDIC appeal for what, $250,000? That's it. Anything above that's your loss. It's a mess going on, man. That debt is going to kill us. It is going to break this country, and And most of those billionaires and stuff, they can't afford that. They can't afford to let this country go under, and they don't have no idea. That's why they calling him Taco. Trump always chickens out. When he come to it, he go check it out. Now, Ted, if you Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, and Scott Bessent, he's worth a lot of money, man. He's a billionaire, and that other old knucklehead, he's a billionaire too. This man has been channeled to go in along with this knucklehead named Greer. I have no idea who in the hell he is to help negotiate these trade deals. And you sitting down there talking with these people and stuff and saying to them, we want to start trading with you and we're going to put a deal together. And all of a sudden, Daddy Trump says, I'm putting 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum. You sitting at the table and he says this crazy shit. What kind of crap is that? They have no idea what the hell is going on. None whatsoever. They don't have any idea. It is absolutely crazy what this man has done. I mean, he sticks these folks out here and they just cut them off, cut their tails off. How you gonna run a country like that? He's running the country like he's running his business. Just like you told Obama, I'm gonna help you build your presidential library because you having trouble over there in Chicago building your presidential library. So what the fuck Trump gonna do? He gonna go over there and help you build a library and then don't pay the people. That's his modus operandi. He get them to do the work and then don't pay them. And you know Obama don't want that. You want to be able to pay the people and stuff for doing their work. You want to be up on the board and everything. It's taking some time to get this shit done because we got all kind of regulations going on in this country, and this shit has killed us. And you're right. All the rest of these countries, they got projects going on to improve their infrastructure. Joe Biden had all that money that he invested in our infrastructure. You remember, Ted, 2016, that knucklehead got in office, and the first thing he said, well, I'm going to pass an infrastructure bill. He never got the goddamn thing done. Never got a bridge, a boat put in a bridge, nothing. And as soon as Biden gets in, he helps to get rid of the daggone COVID crisis, and then he passes this infrastructure act. And the majority of the money went to where? Them red states. Because all they bridges and highways were screwed up. They had to have the money to rebuild their roads and stuff. It went to them, the red states. And them the people that sat down there and voted against it. Now, these people over there in China, man, Ted, 10 years ago, man, I thought these people was our enemies. And they might be still our enemy or whatever. But I'd be damned, them son of guns is out there. They doing some, man, them daggone slant eyes is out there doing something. They got projects going on all over this world. They got projects going on in Asia. You hear about that Belt and Road project they got going on?
Where
It's a monster. It is a monster that they got going on. They talking about this shit is going to cost, by the time it gets done, they're going to be spent over $5 trillion to get the Belt and Road projects and stuff done. They plan on using technology, high-speed rails, roads and bridges, redoing roads and bridges and stuff and everything to have commerce going on all in through Asia, Africa, and Europe. And they building roads and tying them all together with high-speed rails and everything they need to move goods and services and stuff around there. They even getting into Latin America doing the same thing. They're getting into Central
And what are
America.
we doing here? We spending all
Nothing.
that money.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's my point. We ain't doing shit. I'm sorry, people. We ain't doing nothing. I can't believe this stuff that we sitting down there out there on bridges and highways, and they then took Biden's money and screwed it around and just throw it away. And blaming him for all this old crap that's going on. And this man that got back in there, he done screwed this whole daggone country up. We ain't building shit. We ain't built a road. We ain't had no road projects, no nothing. He cutting everything he can cut. Not nothing. Ted, by the time all this stuff done and the dust settles and everything, we gonna be lucky to be
Have a
there
country.
in the world power. We're gonna be lucky. China is shooting past us right now. They're going past us right now. People all over this daggone country and stuff outside the United States and everything are trusting them. They making trade deals with people and stuff all over the world. They ain't gonna need us.
Well, let's put it like this. When you say they ain't gonna need us, here's the thing. When the American people keep voting for these knuckleheads like Bush 2 and Trump twice, and they don't do the things that's supposed to be done right for the American people, you know, they always keep on talking about you need more of your money. Yeah, everybody needs more of their money, but the point is you're not investing in the right things for this country to make it progress. And you don't even have a decent immigration policy. You just let these people come in here on visas and all these kind of things and willy-nilly instead of controlling this stuff.
Yeah, they have one thing that the Democrats have not perfected, and that's the communication. That's the media. Anybody, Ted, a representative from the Congress or the Senate can sit up there and tell the people that we need to pass this budget and stuff because this is Trump's budget and we got to pass it. We have to get this thing passed, and nobody says nothing. Nobody said anything about cutting 13 million people off of Medicaid. They never said a word. They never said a word about why we want to pass this daggone thing and you just kicking off 13 million people. I'm sitting there, Ted, yesterday and today watching these people on the news talking about we're going to get this bill passed. This big, beautiful bill passed. You got to be kidding me, Ted. Who in the hell would sit there and let them say that they can pass this daggone thing and don't realize that you throwing your grandparents out of the nursing home. You shutting down the hospitals in your district, in your state. You taking food out of your children's mouths. And nobody says nothing. You don't see no uprising going on. So when the congressmen go to their district and everything, what do? The people start hollering and screaming at them and everything, and they shut it down. Oh, we going back to Congress. We're going to keep on passing this bill. This knucklehead chick, B or whatever she is over there, Senator Joni Hirsch in Iowa, when they confronted her about that stuff, that lady had enough nerve to say everybody gonna die. You said it to her constituents. Hey, yeah, all of us gonna die. If that ain't who.
Did you hear her so-called apology?
She might as well not apologize because that was stupid.
Talking about Jesus in heaven.
You
In other
got
words,
to,
that's what she meant.
yeah, you got to be kidding me. Ted, now these folks is building high-speed rail transportation in Kenya. They done, China came over there in less than a year and built them a high-speed rail from the capital to one of the other major cities. 200 and some miles of train track and train, and they got it done in less than a year. California been trying to build a high-speed rail from Los Angeles to San Francisco for what, 12 years? And ain't got it done. It still ain't done.
Something's wrong with this picture, bro.
There's something wrong with this picture, brother. There's something wrong with it. They've been working on this high-speed rail from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Obama was in office when it happened. He gave them what, $3 or $4 billion to help them in the project. Their legislative and stuff had already committed another $15 or $20 billion to get this project going. It still ain't done. It's sitting there. Parts of the daggone rails and stuff are still sitting out there, growing grass underneath it. Weeds are growing around it. The track that they haven't even used.
I seen it. It's
These
sad.
people can build a railroad, a high-speed rail in less than a year in Africa. They invited the Chinese over to do it. And they did it. High-speed rail, 200 and some miles an hour. They can make it from one part of the daggone country to the other in less than 2 hours. We can't get shit done in 15 years. We got a problem, Ted. We got a problem.
Well, you
got
got
you got
all these unqualified wannabe bosses and all of that, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They claim that they're ready, and they can't do nothing.
They're selling our research, people, down the tubes. You cutting out research in this country, and these people saying, well, shit, y'all don't want to, we're going to go someplace else. And the European Union is sitting down there saying, well, we got $300 million we're going to commit to research. Come on over. What we going to do? Trump, Taco Man is ruining this country. And like you said, when are these American people going to wake up?
Well, here's the thing too, Ed. One thing you got to realize, it's a division that they have brought upon this country that is so deep. And I'm talking about the division between black and white.
And parties. And parties, political parties too. Go ahead.
But the thing is, here's the thing. When you stop, now, there are a lot of smart white folk, just like there's a lot of smart black folk. But when you stop and not train people adequately, promote them adequately, listen to their ideas and their creativity, and not give people opportunities to innovate, then what happens is you stifle the growth. And then you put people in positions just because cronyism, not merit, it's cronyism. They claim it's merit, but I was listening to the Secretary of the Army, plus he's supposed to be the Chief of Staff. And I was listening to one of these generals, and they was talking about all the things that's going on with the Army and all of that. And the thing is, they sounded so inept. One guy, the Secretary of the Army, said that it's a learning process. He said that about a dozen times. Your ass supposed to know it's a learning process. Everything they asked them about, what are you doing about the drones in the desert? That all these drones are coming by some of our facilities. They can't even protect their own facilities. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on, man. They have fired people left and right who's supposed to be protecting this country and was protecting this country, that have no political affiliation. And if they did, so what? But their main job is to protect this country. But no, what it is, they didn't want people, I'm gonna put it in the terms that they like to hear, politically correct, people of color being over them. So they fired all of them. Look what they did to the airlines. The first thing they did was fire the black guy who was over the airlines, and a lot of his people that was under him. Look what they was talking about with the mayor of Chicago. This right here is a thing that they think that they got here because they've been programmed in their mind so long. They've been watching all these little movies about all they see is Washington and all these white folks. Man, do you really believe that Washington and them was there by themselves? There wasn't no black people involved in these conversations when it was coming up? They thought it was all white folks? When Henry Ford needed help with his manufacturing company, who did he call? He called George Washington Carver. And you can go on and on with all of these different inventions and things that were made and all that. We have so many smart, brilliant black people. And you got black people right now dogging every black person in this country. Black people talking about black people. And people don't know our history. They don't know the things that we've done. Now, you've been in places, I've been in places, and we've made things better where we were when we worked in the corporate world. Now, we might have not been like some Ace Boone Coon, somebody that's running around, and really doing stuff, but we made it better. Then we left it. But that's the problem with this. They want to treat us like as though we're second and third class citizens when you got people that's so brilliant, so smart, that they bring stuff to the table. But they didn't kick so many black folks off the table. Now people just saying, hey, what's the use? You got some black folks that's still trying to hang on, but they almost like realize and say, hey, I'm not wanted here. So a lot of black folks then gave up. Let them destroy the country. Because, they rather, let me tell you something, I think they'd rather starve to death before they see black, look, they arrested a mayor.
Yep.
So, they don't care. They don't care. They don't want to respect the office that these people are in. They don't respect the positions that some of these people are in.
Yep.
So I don't know what to say or what to do. What can we do?
I know what to do. Do you know what he did?
What?
He sued him.
What good is that gonna do?
He gonna get some money out of it. They're gonna have to pay him. He sued him in federal court. They're gonna have to pay him. He got a hell of a lawsuit. A hell of a lawsuit. They're gonna have to pay him big money for doing what they did to him. So what that does and stuff, when he wins the case and they got to pay him, personally have to pay him, not the government. They're gonna personally have to pay him out of their pockets, just like the old boy did when he messed with these women and stuff down here in this election thing here and everything. He had to personally pay them out of his pocket. When they win those daggone cases, then the rest of them folks are going to stop fooling with these people. They're going to leave Trump's butt alone and everything and say, hey, we can't afford this crap. You have to personally take their money out of their pocket and hurt them. Then you're going to be okay. You got a federal complaint and stuff he filed in the federal court just a few days ago. And most of them experts and attorneys and stuff out there, civil attorneys, said he got a hell of a case. And he's probably going to win it. Hurt him in their pocket. Rudy Giuliani, ask him. Okay, Mr. Harvey, do we have any good news? Is there any good news?
The only good news I got for you, bro, I can't wait till the NBA finals come, and then after that, football.
So now I need your expert opinion, Ted. Who do you think is going to take it? Oklahoma or the other?
OKC, bro.
OKC going to take it
It
all.
might be 4 straight.
It might be 4-0, huh? Did you see that the New York Knicks fired their coach?
Yeah.
Why did they fire him? The man took them all to the finals and stuff in the conference. Why would you fire? What sense does that make? I don't understand that.
Me neither.
That seems crazy to me. Oh man, and you listen to all the news coming out of Cleveland?
What's happening in Cleveland?
Oh man, they said Shadeur raising hell over there, buddy. So he competing for the #1 starting job there at Cleveland and stuff this coming season.
What?
He's competing for the #1 spot to be the starting quarterback when Cleveland opens up their daggone season.
They gonna give him a shot, huh?
They giving them a shot. The coach even said it. So he beyond our expectation, way beyond our expectation, and they got him cheap.
Well, I'm sure he got something in his contract.
Well, it ain't gonna be enough and everything that they paying that other Osama Khan that's sitting on the daggone bench and stuff that already had a Achilles heel thing. Once they get his $250 million contract out the way, because after this year he gone. So they're gonna have a whole lot of money to pay him if he does real good. He can renegotiate a new contract here after the season's over with. But the coach said he is truly surprised about him, his what he has done and stuff in training camp. And your boy down there in Tampa, the other old boy, his other son, they say he's surprised that he might not be around the bench. He said he might be out there playing, if nothing else but a backup. So they surprised at it too. Those Sanders boys is raising hell, man. Raising hell. Ted, college football. It is unbelievable what these kids are doing now. The University of Texas committed $40 million to their football team.
40 million.
$40 million.
They getting some players too, I bet you.
They buying players. They buying players. They committed $40 million to their players, to their football team. See, that money gonna be here. Some of these kids, man, they're gonna be making more money in college than they would be if they go to the pros.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that, man. $40 million they have committed. You know, they supposed to be the number one team now. That they already predicted them to be the number one team. Texas, number one team in the country before the season start.
Good for them. That's what I say.
$40 million. I couldn't believe that.
Good for them.
Hey man, they buying players and shit from all over the country, man. All these teams and stuff, they sending players to them like crazy, man. They picking them up, man, getting the cream of the crop. Come on, we got the money. We're gonna pay you. They might well be college pro teams now. Ain't gonna be so much money in there. And I didn't realize, man, that the Big Ten for the last 2 years, the Big Ten and stuff have had the championships, won championship. I forgot that Michigan won it year before last. Ohio just won it again last year.
Yeah.
Michigan, the Big Ten, and won it twice. The SEC used to be the one to be beating them all up, but the Big Ten, I guess they're coming on. They said we're gonna take over this SEC folks. We don't like them. The Big Ten now is the dog. The big dog is the block now.
Well, Georgia, Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
they was doing stuff under the table or doing it some kind of way where the kids were still getting the money some kind of way.
Oh yeah, they were paying the kids some money. They were giving them some money. Those boosters out there were
But
giving.
now it's wide open.
Yeah.
So they ain't getting the best players.
Well, eventually them boosters going to start committing more money to those teams. They're going to start committing more money to them. It's just a matter of time to you. Money is going to rule it.
Because you put it like this: how many big college football teams are there? I'm talking about every Sunday or whenever they play Saturday.
Saturday.
When they play Saturday, man, them things are full, bro.
Packed. They ain't full. They packed.
And
Yep,
they
they packed.
ain't no $2 a ticket no more.
Oh no. Oh no.
$200, $300, $500 a ticket.
Nosebleed tickets. Them nosebleed tickets. Them ain't no down on the field ticket. Them nosebleed tickets. All of them, Jack. Anything in the SEC in the last 4 or 5 years, them stadiums is packed. You can't go to Nam Stadium, man. It's not packed.
The money that they're making off these kids is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. The
And they should get paid.
The University of Alabama spent $300 million for the football facility. Redo it. A year ago, $300 million that they committed to their football facility. Some kids got state-of-the-art shit, man, up in there like 40 going north. When the kids get hurt, they put them on a program, man, where they have these equipments and stuff. Like if you mess your knee up and stuff like that, they can get them back on the field in half the time that they used to get them back on. Each one of them got their own physical therapists and stuff to take care of them. Each one of them. You go to Alabama, they defensive line on the offensive line. None of them boys have too much fat on them. They got maybe 5% fat on them. That's it. That's it. You don't see no big old fat boys no more. You see them boys is fit. Now the rest of these teams started doing the same thing. They want a down lineman. If he can't run under 5 seconds in the 40, they don't want him. They running down halfbacks, man. 300 pounds. Did you see a picture of Jalen Hurts when he was in college?
No.
He was at the University of Alabama. He was deadlifting 550 pounds.
What?
Yes, sir. Deadlift. In college, his sophomore year. They had a video of him deadlifting 550 pounds. He reached down and picked that baby up. Them muscles was popping out like a something guy, but he picked that weight up, man. Deadlift. He didn't put it over his head now. He just deadlifted.
19-year-old boy.
Yes, sir. He said them muscles in his thighs and his legs, man, is so powerful. That's why he does what he can do. He can
You
push
see, they
through
was
lock
trying
rope.
to stop that. What they call it, the push.
Yeah, tush push.
The
Tush push. Tush
They was
push.
trying to
Can't anybody
ban it.
stop him. Can't anybody stop him.
Well, they was trying to ban it. Ed.
Yeah, they did, but they almost.
They requested to ban the push tush.
Right. They almost did it, but they didn't have enough votes to do it. They still got it through. They still can do it. And I don't see no other team out there who can do it. They're the only one
They
who
got
can
it
do
down
it.
to a science.
Yeah, it's the quarterback and them linemen. They got it down to a science. So everybody else do it. You get down to 1 yard line, they're gonna score. You can't
Well,
stop them.
they do it to push tush to get that first down. Like if they are a
Absolutely.
yard,
They done got so good yet the first down. They can be 4th down and 1, they're gonna do a tush push. And they're gonna make it. They get within that 1 yard line, they're gonna get it. You can't stop them.
so all you got to do is have a little short play of 5 yards. Throw for 5 or 6 yards, and then maybe run, and then maybe get another 2 or 3 yards, and then boom, there you go. And they run it down. They go down the field.
They ain't gonna do that. All they want to do their tush push. They said the offensive line loves it. They love it. We love it because we know we're gonna get it. Nobody else can do it. In the National Football League, they're the only one. They almost 98% of the time that they're gonna get it. That's why they want to outlaw it.
Well, I was just looking at a report they was talking about Chicago and their quarterback. And, he was the number 1 pick. Kalen, I think his name is.
Oh, that was last year. That wasn't this year. That was last year.
Not this year, yeah.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah. Williams.
Yeah.
From my USC.
Yeah. Caleb Williams, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
And, they were talking about, well, if he don't take him to the playoffs, he's a no good number 1 pick. Well, this is only his first year, and he started. So we'll see.
Well, Ted, I have some mixed feelings about that. The Chicago Bears in the last 3 draft picks, they done drafted number 1 quarterbacks, and they none of them made it. Alexis Fields and stuff, the kid from Ohio State, bad kid, couldn't make it. There's something about the Chicago Bears that they cannot develop a quarterback. You have to have people there who are committed to developing your quarterback, and they will not develop a quarterback. They don't give them enough time to develop. That's why Pittsburgh and Philadelphia has been successful and stuff in winning. That's why Kansas City has been successful in winning. They know how to develop a quarterback, somebody who can do their job. take advantage of their skills. Kansas City coach, he takes advantage of these quarterback skills. He knows that his quarterback, Patrick and stuff, most of the time can't stay in the pocket. So he's running and throwing the ball. And he sets plays up for that. That's how they win.
Because that's right. They had Chicago had Fields.
Yeah.
And
That's
he
how
didn't
they
make
do it. He said their coach sets up plays for him to run. And his plays and stuff are set up so they know that he's not gonna stay in that pocket. He's gonna run outside that pocket and throw that ball. Take advantage of his skills. Plays are set up just for that. The Bears don't do that. He better be a drop back quarterback or he better run. That's it. You set your plays up for your skill set for your quarterback. That's how you win. If you don't have smart enough people to do that and everything, you're not going to win. I didn't have no idea that Philadelphia had been, in the last 3 years, they've been in the Super Bowl twice. They lost it the first time. Missed that next year, and won it this year.
Yeah.
Been in the Super Bowl twice. I didn't have to realize that. Oh, and now we got to talk about one other thing now. You know, in everything that we do, Ted, we got to have some white folks and let them talk about it. We got to talk about it. They got to have some white folks in here now.
What we talking about?
They can't let all the black folks and stuff just go out there and run up the sports and everything. Oh, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I've seen so many film on her. You know, she's a slick one. Yeah, she's a slick one. Cause she be playing it to the hill. Playing it to the hill, bro. She be grabbing people's arms and then making like they throwing her down. And some of those players do come for her now.
Oh yeah. Because they know how she is.
They do come for her.
And you see that a lot of these politicians and stuff, especially the lady who lost the Senate job down there. She used to own the Atlanta WNBA team. She used to own them, and she used this lady in one of her commercials and stuff and everything for politics. And Caitlin got mad at her. So please do not put my name into politics. I'm not getting involved with that, because she knew that makes her a target. They're using her, and now she's a target by the rest of the players. They don't like that. But I had to talk about that. I had to bring it up. You got to have that. You got to have that. You know, you can't have too many black folks out there. You got to have that one.
Well, I mean, the girl is good.
She can shoot.
She can shoot. She can drive. She can pass. So I'm not knocking that. But and I guess, when you're playing, you do have to sort of kind of fake it, like if they if they're not following you, fake, do a fall down or something like that so that you can get the call.
Right. It's part of the game.
It's part of the game. So, and then that way you get an advantage. Because her Indiana team is really not that good. They're really not that good. I watched some of the games and stuff. But
Unknown caller.
Man, you got to be kidding me. These people and shit. Now I can't keep these folks from bothering me and doing stuff and everything. As soon as I get on that daggone thing, they got to be calling me. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that, the team is just not that good,
Anyway, Ted, I can't hardly hear you in my earpiece, so I guess we're gonna call this a quit here and everything, okay?
All right.
We're gonna run this out. See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, people, but every time somebody tries to call me, it screws up my whole stuff and I just can't see anything. So, Ted, we got about 10 minutes. What's your final word?
Well, my final word is that white folks gonna have to keep on protesting. You had he got 77 million votes. She got 75 million votes. It was split damn near 48% to 49%. I don't know what we're gonna do, Ed, because these two parties they just. I mean, we had a lot of people that didn't vote.
That's exactly what I was getting to say. A bunch of our folks here did not get out there and vote. If we had got our people out there to vote, especially the black men, got off their butt and got out there and voted, she might have won. It might have been a whole different story now. But these Negroes and stuff, they might want to get out there and vote for a black woman. Ted, where's our $5,000? Tell me where that $5,000 went. I thought, they said that we got $5,000 coming.
You get 5, I get 5, everybody get 5.
Where $5,000 coming from?
They so full of shit.
They so bad full of crack. Ted, I was doing a little research. I was going through my thing and doing a little research here, and that's the last thing we're going to talk about here because our little time going to be up in a little bit. They did some research about the 10 largest economy states in our union. And you'd be surprised the states and stuff that their economy and stuff is bringing in over $1 trillion. $1 trillion or more. Some of them bringing in more than that. Some of them in the $2 trillion economy. And they got that one that's $4 trillion economy. $4 trillion. Most of them are where? Are Democratic states.
Yep. California,
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Illinois. They bring in over $1 trillion in income. And they're the ones that is the driving force behind this country. If any of them, if 2 or 3 of them left out, the income that coming into this country would be devastating. If Illinois, California, and New York left the union, this country would not survive. You're looking at my conservative estimate is almost $10 trillion that's left the daggone economy. More than that, probably. $10 trillion worth of income than left if those 3 states left, 4 states. That's a lot of money. They bring in a lot of money to this country. They should be wielding a lot of power. California should be wielding more power than anybody. They are $4 trillion economy. And he's screwing with them. What the heck are you messing with them folks for? They can leave the union and stuff and we in big trouble. Big trouble. They decide to leave. Very interesting.
Yeah.
They got a few states. They got a few states down here in the South. They got
Florida and they got Texas.
Florida, Texas, and Georgia. Georgia's over $1 trillion. The rest of them is up north. And the surprising one is the state of Washington.
I didn't know they was up that high.
They're in that top 10 too. State of Washington. They're in that top 10. I think they number 7, number 6 or 7. Oh yeah, state of Washington. All of them got what? Democratic governors. Pennsylvania, they over $1 trillion. Democratic governor. New York, Democratic governor. Illinois Democratic governor.
And those sorry states, those little, and most of those people that's in those little sorry states are the ones that's in power.
The only one that's above the Mason-Dixon line is Ohio, but they got a Republican governor. The rest of them got Democratic governors. A lot of money coming in through those states. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. They did a survey, and they are saying that there is so much disillusionment amongst the people in these two political parties that they figured that 42% of this country, people who are voters, identify themselves as independents.
Yep, I believe that.
They are identified as independent because they're disillusioned with both parties.
Well, I don't know why they're disillusioned with the Democrats.
Well, I think that the reason why they're disillusioned with the Democrats and stuff and everything is because they don't see the Democrats fighting very hard and everything to get things and stuff done. And then when they do get in power, they don't use complete advantage and stuff of of all the power that they have. Case in point is that knucklehead from Pennsylvania, Don Fetterman. That son of a gun is caucusing almost with the Republicans now. He's a Democrat. He's a crazy son of a gun. And then before that, they had that chick from
Who are you talking about, Featherman?
Fetterman, yeah. And before that and stuff, when they were in power, they had that old boy from West Virginia and stuff, and girlfriend from Arizona, both the Democrats and stuff, but they were caucusing with the Republicans. That's why they pissed off, because they can't get shit done because they got all these knuckleheads and stuff and everything. They get into office and stuff and everything, and then they switch over to the Republican Party, or they become independents and stuff, and they vote a lot of times against the Democrats. Because we could have got a heck of a lot of stuff done when Obama was in office if they could have gotten them two knuckleheads and stuff to do what they're supposed to do. And then when Biden got in office and stuff and everything, he had that knucklehead from West Virginia and stuff and everything who stopped a whole lot of stuff from happening. A lot of judges and stuff and everything could have been approved. A whole lot of things could have been done. But he didn't want that crap done. They're disillusioned because of that. You get in power, you got them the Democrats who switch their asses over to Republican. Really hurt you. Anyway, anything else?
I'm good. You know, I can say a lot more, but I'm good.
You can say a lot more. Well, we welcome you back, Mr. Harvey. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself out there on the water, and you got on back here and ready to put your foot back in the water again. So, welcome back, my brother.
Thank you. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm glad that did your wife enjoy herself too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all do it?
Everybody, you know, the whole family.
Y'all doing the gambling on the boat?
Oh yeah, you know that.
Good cabins.
Yeah, it was nice. The beds was nice. Everything was nice.
So did you all get the inside cabins or the outside cabins?
Inside.
Inside? Oh, okay. So you didn't have to go out there and look through the porthole and see all that water out there.
No, we didn't get that one.
Oh, okay. Hey people, we see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.